Hey guys, I am so happy to finally be making this video today because it's been a long time coming. I have been consistently taking CBD oil for the last 6 months. I'm always posting it on my Instagram. People are always messaging me asking questions about it. So I thought it's finally time to make a video and share my personal experience, the benefits that I have experienced myself using CBD oil. I'm just also going to share all of the knowledge that I've acquired myself over the last several years, because even though I've been taking it for 6 months, I have done a lot of personal research on CBD and just medical marijuana in general. Before you get scared off by that right there, CBD oil is not something that gets you high. It is part of the plant, the hemp plant, all of that. But CBD itself is the non-psychoactive component, meaning no, it will not get you high, which is one of the main questions I've always asked. No, CBD does not get you high. It is THC in that plant that gets you high. The CBD is completely non-psychoactive. Actually, the brand Soul CBD oil, the one that I've been using for 6 months now, has no THC. However, many CBD oils do contain THC. This one, however, Soul CBD, does not have any THC. Before I get into my official testimonial, I had been wanting to try out CBD for years. Like I said, I've done a lot of personal research myself. But when Soul CBD came out, I knew personally that one was for me, specifically because the founders, Mike Lee and Angie Lee, they are brother and sister. I had been following them. Well, particularly Angie Lee. For all of you who message me saying how much I've inspired you and helped you with your life, Angie is who does that for me. Angie is who I go to and listen to her podcast for inspiration, and I have been listening to her for about a year now. So as soon as she announced that her brother Mike and her were coming out with their own line of CBD, that's when I was like, okay, I'm supporting them. I love everything that they're about. They're honestly, shout out to Mike and Angie, you guys are so cool. I like how this is supposed to be about CBD, but I'm just going off about Angie and Mike. I love you guys. But they're just awesome, so I had to support them. Mike himself is a professional, world-class boxer, and he started getting into CBD for pain, and the fact that he is a world-class boxer, like I said, you won't fail a drug test because there's no THC in it, so him being a professional athlete, completely fine for him to take. So he takes it for pain. Angie, like myself, we both deal with anxiety, so she started taking it for anxiety. So yeah, it worked for them both for different reasons. So they came together, brother and sister, power team, and they created Soul CBD. And like I said, I just really wanted to support them. And so as soon as they came out with it, I bought it. I started out with the 500 milligram orange tincture. Right now, I have the 1500 milligram CBD peppermint, 0 THC, as it says right there. This is probably, I don't know, my 4th or 5th bottle of it, and I love it. Actually, I haven't had my dosage today, so I will actually show you right now before I get into my whole, experience with how it's helped my anxiety, so you can see how I take it. I take this every day, just take a dropper of it. I put it under my tongue. I hold it for about 30 seconds to 60 seconds. I won't make you sit here for that long, so we'll cut to when that time's over. Good to go. So Mike and Angie are both very aware of how much I love them and their company, and they had noticed how much I was always sharing about this on Instagram, so they have offered me a 10% off code, which I'm really happy about. I just got that the other week, finally, after talking them up so much. So if you want to try out their CBD, you can use the code Annie10, all caps, Annie10 at checkout. Just enter the code in. You'll get 10% off your purchase. I will link the website down below. I highly recommend taking that offer up. So my personal experience with CBD, like I said, anxiety is something that has just been something that I've dealt with pretty much my whole life, and I know so many people can say the same thing. I think it's just a human condition thing. Well, I actually have ADD or ADHD or whatever you want to call it, and anxiety is something that just kind of goes with having that. So that is why I wanted to start using CBD oil. So that's what I did. I got the CBD oil, and I think I started out with the orange 500 milligrams. Shout out to the orange flavor, that is my favorite. So I would take that before bed, and I did notice when I would wake up in the morning, I felt way more rested. I got really good sleep quality compared to before that. And I was like, okay, this is great. still feeling it out. And that first whole month of taking CBD, I was like, I'm honestly not sure if it's the CBD that's working or if I'm just having a really good month emotionally, because that first month I felt really good and productive and calm and driven. Like, honestly, I was like, is this just a really good month I'm having, or is it the CBD? Because I'm not quite sure at all. After that month, when I had ran out within a week, noticed all of a sudden I was feeling super anxious again, just like I had always been feeling before that. And then I was like, wait, maybe my month felt so good because the CBD oil was actually working. Like, shocker. So of course, right away I went and ordered more and started taking it again. And guess what? Once I started taking it again, I felt chilled out and the anxiety like dissipated. Actually, during that second month, I had an issue where my AdSense and YouTube were hacked. I didn't tell you guys this, but I had $2,000 stolen from me, from my YouTube. I normally would have been freaking out and panicking and like falling apart. I swear, because I felt leveled out and that my anxiety levels were lowered in that situation, I was able to think calmly and rationally. And instead of freaking out like, oh my gosh, this sucks, I was able to think rationally and think, okay, it's Google. Google's not just going to let this happen, they're going to reimburse me. And they did reimburse me. Obviously, regardless if I freaked out or not, they would have reimbursed me, but it saved me the pain and the anxiety of freaking out from that whole ordeal. So that was able to help me in that high stress situation, which was awesome. Also, just in general, whenever I don't take my CBD or I run out, or there's a gap in between when I have it to when I get the next order of it, I notice the anxiety once again creeping on in. So that's how I know it's working for me. I have had other situations where I've had pain and it's helped me with my pain. Like, for example, I don't get a lot of headaches, but I got a really bad like migraine headache and I took the CBD and it took the headache away pretty quickly. I've also had situations where I've had friends who've had headaches, or my sister-in-law, she had a migraine, which I guess she gets all the time, gave her CBD, and for my friend and my sister-in-law, they both experienced that headache pain, migraine pain, go away. There's also been situations where my friends have had like panic attack or hard life situations and they're like a ball of stress and I'm like, hey, have some CBD. They take it and then within like 15 minutes or so, they're like, wow, I think that's working. I'm feeling a lot more calm. And for myself in general, just a few weeks ago, this is one of the biggest, coolest things that I can say about the CBD oil for me. I woke up in the middle of the night, like 3 or 4 in the morning with a full-blown anxiety attack. I took a full dropper of my 1500 milligram CBD oil, and within 10 minutes, no joke, not even 10 minutes, I would say probably 5 minutes personally, I was calm. I was just sitting there and all of a sudden I was like, wait, I can breathe again. I feel good. I'm okay. And that was the coolest thing, for just in honestly 5 minutes for it to take away an anxiety attack. That was the coolest CBD moment, just moment in general that I had personally experienced. Like, wow, this stuff is freaking powerful. Of course, CBD is not going to change your life circumstances. It's not going to change your thought patterns necessarily, but it is going to take away that extra edge of pressure and that tense feeling that you get when you have anxiety. It's gonna take that away, which makes it way easier to think more clearly. Like I said, it's not just like a magic thing that is gonna fix your entire life. Like, you still have to clearly work on things in your life if you're having a tough time. But that tense anxiety feeling, it's going to like really lessen that and make you feel much more at ease. Actually, here's a little bit of scientific studies about CBD. Like I said, I've done a lot of research. So these studies have not been going on very long. Actually, a lot of doctors didn't even study this in school because it's such a new thing. But in the 90s, they discovered that all mammals have an endocannabinoid system. That's really hard to say. All mammals have an endocannabinoid system and cannabinoid receptors. Well, CBD is a cannabinoid, meaning our bodies have these receptors that are perfectly like made and compatible with CBD. Like, there are so many natural foods and minerals and vitamins that are compatible with our bodies, and our bodies need those. Well, CBD is a cannabinoid, and our bodies happen to have cannabinoid receptors, meaning when you take the CBD, you know, it comes in contact with that and it just like fits together like a puzzle and levels you out. Like, it's made for our bodies. And for so long, science and doctors and all that world, they weren't giving any thought into this whole thing when our bodies literally have something that is meant to connect with cannabinoids. Isn't that crazy? Does that make any sense to you? I highly recommend you research your endocannabinoid system and how it works with the CBD oil. Actually, on the website for the Soul CBD, they have a ton of articles and so much information on it. So I highly recommend reading up through them because that's like a great resource. I'm trying to think of other questions I get. People ask how much you should take. I read that there's no set amount for each person, but Mike and Angie suggest starting lower and just working your way up and see what feels best for your body. You can't overdose on it, but obviously you also don't want to be wasteful. I personally started by taking 1 dropper full of the 500 milligram CBD oil, but I now use the 1500 milligram. I discovered that this is actually a much better deal to do the 1500 milligram. Even though the price is more, this bottle actually has 90 servings, because in the 500 milligrams where you use a full dropper for 1 serving, a serving size of this is 1/3 of a dropper. So if you only use 1/3 of this dropper, you'll get the same potency as a full dropper of the 500 milligrams. So if you want to dose it like that, there are technically 90 servings in this, meaning this will last 3 months, whereas the 500 milligrams lasts 1 month. But you want to dose it based off of how it feels to you. Sometimes I will take half a dropper or a full dropper depending on my anxiety levels that day, or like when I was having a full-on anxiety attack, like I thought I should take more because, you know, the feelings were more intense. One cool thing about Soul CBD, because there's 0 THC in it, they can ship to any state in the United States. So if you live in the US, you can get it, you can order it, you can go to their website, they can send it to you. However, if you live in a different country, I'm sorry, that is just not possible at the moment because there are so many different laws around that plant. It's so crazy. It's this plant that can do so much good for so many different reasons. Yet there's so much controversy in different places for it when it does so many good things. Of course, there might be a difference in the THC part, even though there are plenty of medical uses for that as well. But the fact that CBD doesn't get you high, yet there's still issues around it in different places, that blows my mind, and that's really sad. Oh, people were asking how it tastes. Soul CBD, their flavors taste like pure. Like the orange tastes like citrusy orange. The lemon lime tastes like citrusy lemon lime. The peppermint just tastes like peppermint. So all those flavors are good. It doesn't taste hempy or anything like that. Okay, some of the other questions. Is this a sponsorship or did you discover it on your own? Like I said, I discovered this on my own, but they did give me a discount code because they appreciate how much I love their products and how much I share it. So you're welcome. 10% off, Annie 10. Do you have to take it every single day for it to be as effective? I would say yes. You should be taking it every day. Just like different supplements and vitamins you're supposed to take every day to keep things level and regulated. Same with CBD. You should, if you want it to have the full effects, you should be taking it every day. How do you know about it and what time do you use it? I already told you how I know about it. I started out using it before bed and I did notice it was giving me really good sleep. However, I now use it right before I start my day, like after I work out, but before I start working, just to keep me level in the middle of the day. Some people will take half a dose at night and half a dose in the morning though. It just depends, just as long as you're taking it every day. Someone asked, can it help with long-term pain? I have only used it for like headaches, which is a pain, and yes, it worked for that, but I have heard other people who do use it for pain who have great things to say and that it works for them. But with that being said, I think that is the main pointers that I wanna get across to you. I really hope that this video was helpful and I really hope it opened up some of your eyes to maybe trying it out if you deal with pain or anxiety. If you live in the US, definitely give Soul CBD a shot. I love the product. I love CBD in general, but I love their brand, their company. Like I honestly feel like passionate about this subject. It gives me like goosebumps and tingles just thinking of how great it's been for me, and the fact that it might help some of you if you feel inclined to give it a shot as well. I will link Soul CBD's website down below. Make sure to enter the code Annie10, all caps Annie10, when you check out, and you can get 10% off. Highly recommend the orange 1500 milligram tinctures. They also have other CBD products like CBD for your pets or joint pain cream, just different things, bath bombs with CBD in them. Check it all out. If you have any questions at all, leave them down below. I will do my best to answer them with the knowledge that I have and through my experience. But yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for watching, and huge thanks to Mike and Angie. Like, your product has helped me so much, and I just hope that it can help more people and we can all benefit from this and, you know, live a little more stress and anxiety and pain-free. Wouldn't that be great? But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon with a new one. Bye, guys.